But right now, I can say whatever I want because he isn't here. And the first pick of the NFL draft, the Arizona Cardinals are going to select Kyler Murray, quarterback, Oklahoma. So, despite the fact that Kyler Murray, there's been reports that Arizona is not going to pick Kyler Murray. Another reset. Another reset, folks. I'll try to hit on this the best I can, M Dub. Let me know if there's anything I missed. But we're just gonna go through a couple of the picks for an NFL mock draft. First pick they had Kyler Murray. Again, there have been reports that the Arizona Cardinals aren't going to pick Kyler Murray. I know some people think he's going to be a bust. I think he's going to be good. There's still an opportunity for him to get picked. I believe if he doesn't get picked first, then he is going to drop all the way to 11th, where the Bengals will pick him up because the Bengals do need a quarterback. It doesn't seem like Andy Dalton's the answer over there. The Denver Broncos are also slotted to pick a quarterback as well, but I think either Arizona or Cincinnati is where Kyler Murray is going to land. Second overall pick, San Francisco 49ers. The mock draft has them taking Nick Bosa out of Ohio State, an incredibly good edge rusher. That's a safe pick. That's a safe pick to be in the top 3 no matter what. Bosa's a monster. New York Jets, Quinnen Williams out of Alabama. Oakland Raiders, Josh Allen out of Kentucky. He's another edge guy. Very good. Again, look, 2 SEC defensive players. Not a surprise early on. Tampa Bay has the 5th pick, and they have them taking Devin White. Uh-oh. Do we got M-Dub coming in hot?
Coming in hot.
Oh.
All right.
Oh, boy.
Back, I think.
Well, you got to flip the camera. It's okay. I don't have the camera on right now. Right now, it's not. All right, wait. Let there be M-Dub. There he is.
There
He's back.
is. We back, boys.
He's back. Look at that.
Yeah.
It's not a Twitch stream without some technical difficulties.
Yeah. I didn't think the power would go out like that, but it did. It came right back, and then as it was almost done resetting, and then it flickered again, so it had to redo it all. That scared me. I scared. I needed lags to hold me.
Gotta be safe out there, man.
Very scary. But everything you said was wrong, FYI.
I'm just reading what that mock draft had out there, man. There's a lot of quality defensive players that it looks like are going to be selected early on in the draft.
From what I saw, I went on to NFL.com. I didn't check ESPN, but they got some good draft experts over there. But I went ahead. I was going to do top 10, and then I saw Kyler Murray was 11, so I did top 11. Real quick, we'll run through that real quick, actually. So let's start at 11. This is the top 11 prospects, not mock draft. This is the top prospects, not necessarily saying where they're going drafted. Uh-oh. Top 11. We'll start from 11. Number 11 is Kyler Murray. That's a bit generous. Then you got number 10, Rashawn Gary, defensive end from Michigan. Number 9 is another Michigan boy. Power is going to go out again, guaranteed, and it didn't. That was crazy.
I heard a little bit of I heard some.
That was it was. I think the lightning was so loud that there was some static or something because it was literally.
It sounded like static, man.
I'm telling you,
I thought I pulled something on my mic and it made a noise.
Dude, that's crazy. Yeah, but so. Number 9, Devin Bush, linebacker from Michigan. Then we got a running back. I found this interesting because running back's been devalued a bit in the NFL, a tad. But you had a running back, Josh Jacobs, running back from Alabama, number 8. Number 7, Christian Wilkins, a defensive tackle from Clemson. Number 6, Devin White, a linebacker from LSU. Number 5, interesting name here. He was in the news as being a badass player, but then he had that drama with now I'm going blank on his name. Applewhite. He ended up getting fired from Houston anyway. But Ed Oliver, defensive tackle from Houston. And then I found this to be very interesting, and I think you did too as well, Lags. But number 4, T.J. Hawkinson, tight end from Iowa, the number 4 ranked prospect. Very interesting there.
I mean,
And then
tight
go
ends
ahead.
like Gronk, man. If you can get a really good tight end, like a game changer, like a Graham or Gronk, it can be a game changing position on your team.
Yeah, it definitely can be game changing. I just those tight ends, and again, this isn't a mock draft. I haven't paid attention to the latest rounds of mock drafts. Where did you say that they had him going? Like top 10 still, though,
They
right?
have Hawkinson going number 9 to Buffalo.
Number 9. I just feel like tight ends that go that high could be easily considered a bust. Okay, because they're taken so high, and then you get tight ends that are taken a little bit later. They're equaling their production. So I don't know. I'm always wary of the tight ends going that high. Josh Allen, no, not the quarterback from the Bills, right? His name's Josh Allen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Defensive end from Kentucky. Kentucky every few years has a top player. I guess that SEC talent, they don't get enough of them to make them contenders, but every few years, man, Kentucky brings some talent to the NFL, man.
This year they were on their way to winning the SEC East, and then I mean we played them in a very very tight game and beat them, and after that I think they kind of bottomed it out. But I think I could be wrong here.
Yeah.
I'll probably get flamed if I was wrong, but I think they were top 10 at one point last year.
Ooh, I don't remember that, but could be correct.
I'm looking it up.
While you're looking that up, number 2, Quinnen Williams, which his name's really coming up as number 1 pick. Cardinals might take him, defensive tackle from Alabama. The number 1 ranked prospect, according to NFL.com, is Nick Bosa, Joey Bosa's brother. He's also a defensive end from Ohio State. So that's the top 10 prospects. Not necessarily where the draft is going. I know you were touching on the. Am I here? Am I still? Because things are starting to flicker. Things are flickering still, and then on the tablet, the stream is froze.
Oh no, we're still rolling.
I think everything's just struggling here now. The reports that Quinnen Williams go number 1. There was lots of reports Bosa would, but I haven't really heard Bosa. There are a lot of people saying that Kyler definitely not going number 1, but that could all be smoke screens, man. Kyler might be going number 1 still. That Kyler Murray that mock draft you had was still had Kyler Murray going number 1. Yeah. So strong. Yeah. The Bulls don't go outside then. The wind's almost knocking me over. Well, then don't go outside. That would be my advice.
Is going to get blown away.
Yeah. You never know. There's a lot of smoke. Don't give me. I was just playing. Well, it's like when you go to the doctor and you say, when I do this with my arm, it hurts really bad. Well, the doctor's going to say, don't do that. Stop doing that. Right? It's the same thing, right?
I'm waiting for a shoe to come flying down the screen.
I'm just kidding. But they, I feel like a lot of this is smoke screens. You know,
oh, yeah.
We didn't talk about this, but it was very interesting, and it's the Raiders. The Raiders. Only the Raiders or the Browns would do something like this. I think over the weekend, John Gruden and Mike Mayock, who they're the 2 top guys in the Raiders resort, they sent home all of their scouts.
Yeah,
said go home.
What are they doing?
Because they said they can't trust them.
Like what? That just doesn't make any sense to me.
Things acting up here. You might lose me again here.
I lost you just a little bit when whatever you were just saying.
Yeah, they talked about it on the radio when I was going to work in the morning, and that made me even realize again how stupid that is. Okay, so they sent the scouts home, right? Who else is in that draft room? Okay, so this happens all the time. You hear it all the time, where let's say John Gruden really wants this guy, Mike Mayock really wants this guy. they're deadlocked. Who breaks that vote if the scouts in the scouting department's not there?
Yeah.
Who breaks that vote?
The Raiders are
You
going to
know,
take that full clock, man.
the Raiders are set up with the draft stock, stock they have, man. If they can hit, man, they're set up. They got the trades they did and all that. If they can hit, they're set up. But Mike, it not looking good. The stupid decisions I think that are being made here, like why I've never heard of anything like that ever.
According to CBS Sports 8 hours ago, and I'll click on this. I don't know if it's going to slow everything down. It says the Raiders are reportedly planning to make a surprise pick at number 4, and that's one of the reasons they're sending their scouts home.
Yeah, I heard that. Okay, so some people were saying, is this a potential? Yeah, that did slow the stream down. But it's a potential sign that that maybe the Raiders could sneak up and get Kyler. That if they don't feel like they can get him at 4, that what are you about to say? They have Carr and they have all that money invested in Carr.
Derek Carr isn't. I mean, he's not bad.
He's not bad at all, but I don't think Gruden's ever liked him.
Yeah,
I don't think.
You have a point.
And I think it's there's a lot of people saying they don't want something to come out that they're going to see if Kyler falls to him. If not, they're going to use some of that the draft, all those picks they got to move up to get Murray.
I don't want to see Kyler Murray on the Raiders. I don't think that's a good spot.
It would. I could maybe see kind of why, not necessarily football standpoint, but maybe business wise, why you'd get that going into Vegas next season. That'd be kind of exciting. You'd be able to. You got the Heisman winner of a year ago and all that.
People want to see how he's gonna do. It's gonna definitely. If you want to bring someone in who's gonna put asses in the seats, then yeah, Kyler's definitely a good pick.
He's by far the biggest name in this draft. By far, there's this from what I'm understanding, listening, and this is a deep draft, but there's no like standout names, like whoa, this guy. Kyler Murray's by far the biggest, and then I guess you could say Nick Bosa, but that's only because of his brother. So it's going to be interesting. Thursday night, I guess round 1. I hate that they do this, but it is what it is. Thursday night, round 1, and then Friday night, round 2 and 3 or something, and then the rest over the weekend.
That doesn't.
Yeah, I don't. It's a spectacle. They're just going for ratings. But
yeah, that's
my beloved Cowboys, no first round pick. They traded for Cooper. But they definitely got to hit on the picks they got, but no first round pick. They could trade up back into the first, but I doubt it.
Texans need O-line and corners.
Texans are what? Let me look at my note. 23rd. So yeah,
we got a good pick there.
So let's just go down the list. Okay, so Raiders. Let's go back to the Raiders. Raiders got the 4th overall pick.
Mm-hmm.
They have the 24th and the 27th. 3 first round picks. If they hit on those, but if you're okay, so if they don't feel like Murray falls to them at 4, you're gonna have to move up. You're gonna have to get rid of one of those other first round picks and probably next year's first, because to move up to get up that high, you usually have to give up quite a bit like that, right?
If I'm Arizona, I say give me 4 and the first rounder next year, or give me 4 and then those other 2 first round picks, and you can.
If that's their play, oh my Jesus!
Wouldn't be surprised
to lose all 3 to get rid of having 3 picks in the first round to get Murray. My stance on Murray. I would be Gruden. I'm a big fan of Gruden. I really liked him as a Monday night analyst. But he's so overrated as a coach. He took a Tony Dungy team, and maybe Tony Dungy couldn't have done it. Maybe, we don't know. He did take a Colts team to a championship, and they won. But he did take a Tony Dungy's team and lead them to a Super Bowl and get a win. But other than that, what has he done? They weren't lighting the world on fire after that.
Nope.
So. He's super overrated as a NFL head coach, in my opinion. So, 49ers, second overall pick. Be interesting to do what they think they have their quarterback. So I think Kyler's not a play there. Jets, he's not a play there. So really, I would assume if the Cardinals don't take Murray, don't you assume that he falls to the Raiders at 4?
I think that if I don't see Kyler going to Oakland. I see him either going to Arizona or Cincinnati. Those are my two.
So so you're thinking Cincinnati. Where do we have where's Cincinnati?
Cincinnati's 11.
Oh, so are you thinking he falls to 11 or they trade up?
I'm thinking he falls to 11.
So okay, interesting. So
the only other way I could see it happening is because it looks like here in a lot of the mock drafts, Denver is that's my coaster over. Denver is also looking for a quarterback, so I could see Cincy trading up to 9.
That's a good situation. They got Flacco there. Maybe if they commit to Flacco for sure for at least a year, you let Murray set. I think I said this, and you remember the reason why I'm saying he's a bust is he's going to go to a situation where he doesn't have time to learn. But if he can go to that situation, I think he'll be a decent quarterback. Okay. But I don't know if I see him falling to 11 because ahead of that, you couldn't see the Giants potentially. A splash pick. That'd be a splash pick for them. I mean, they got to have someone replace Eli. You couldn't see them.
Imagine having him and Saquon Barkley.
Oh, that would be they would have plenty of commercials for sure, but that would be interesting.
I wouldn't want to see him in New York either. I'd be worried if Oakland or New York drafts him. I'm worried.
You never know. Buccaneers too. They're not sold on Winston. So you never know. You never know. Jaguars, they just got Foles, so they're probably off that. Lions got Stafford. Bills, yeah. I think if he gets past the Giants, I'm going to say if he gets past the Giants, he could make it to the Bengals. Maybe the Broncos take him. I don't know, but he could make it to the Bengals. If he gets past the Giants, that's how I see that situation happening. But it's going to be defensive heavy, SEC heavy as well. But it's going to be interesting to see what some of these teams do. And then, the playoff teams, the Patriots 32 overall because of the Super Bowl win, but they always draft really good in that spot. The Chiefs, they tend to draft pretty well. So it's going to be an interesting first round as well. The Ravens, this is a big one for the Ravens too. If they can get some get someone decent there to help out Jackson, man, that's a deadly team up and coming. So it's gonna be interesting. Thursday night will be fun. I guess by next Tuesday we'll be able to break down the whole draft and what we think and what we don't think. So that'll be fun.